Paul, first against second, it's the sort of game that doesn't really need any hyping up by the broadcasters, but we'll do our best.
Okay, we'll have a go, yeah.
Starting with Portsmouth, what do you make of the job that John Massinio's done there this season?
Good, they're top. If we're building it up, they're top. Only lost 4 games, really good. They ended the last season well. And they've had to suffer injuries, like most of the top teams have, in fairness. They've got a lot of injuries as well, but got a good team, and they've just found a way to win. They had a dodgy spell, I think about, not a dodgy spell, but, you know.
For them,
their team, their fan base, not dissimilar to ours, want to win every single game, and a draw's a bad result. So they had a bit of a wobble, but they've came through. I think they've won 5 in 7, drawn 2. Probably one of the only teams in the top 6 that have convincingly done it week in, week out. They have drawn a lot though, hence why we're still close to them, and we've lost 10. So we have a whole attitude here of just go for wins at all times. They might have a different attitude possibly. So I think they've done really well. I like the way they play. I do like their team, and it's no surprise that, you know, they've been the most consistent and deserve their place.
Yeah, they've been up there all season pretty much, and as you say, they've won a lot of games late on. You've won your fair share of games late on as well. Where does that sort of resilience come from, do you think?
A few things really, I think. I think it's a mentality really, to be relentless and to go for wins. So look, there'll be, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. If we're drawing, I would rather risk the 1 point and get 3 than just keep the 1. And if you believe in your team, which obviously they do as well, like we do, if you believe in your team, you just think the risk is worth taking, you go for it. And if you have players that are relentless and who just want to win every game and are built up to win every game, you do get late goals. However, alternatively, we could concede late goals. We've conceded many late goals. I mean, we conceded a late goal against Wigan, Wycombe. They're the 2 that really... Portsmouth late on, yeah, and they're going for it. And in fairness, in this league, not especially, but when the scoreline's 1-0, the opposition are always going to throw everything at you in the last few minutes, so you can concede late goals. But yeah, I just think it's that. It's the physical preparation of the players. You need players to play on edge, and you need players to supply off the bench as well to keep the push really. So, and realistically, in every league, the 2 top teams possibly score the most goals. I mean, I'm telling you things you know, but score the most goals, concede the least, score late goals, score late winners. Maybe sometimes when you're at the top, and I include us in this, sometimes you get the lucky bounce that you don't when you're at the bottom, and it all just, you know, inspires victories really. So it wouldn't surprise me if, you know, there was late goals tomorrow night.
Going into a fixture like this, especially at this time of the season, supporters will look and say, well, if we win, this happens. If we get a point, this will happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I just wonder whether, and you referenced it there, your mindset is always, I go into every game to win. Yeah. Does that make it more straightforward going into games like this, where you have that, well, if we do this, that happens, but you know what you want to do regardless?
Yeah, it's easier question to answer before the game than after the game. So if we go in to win, as they will, both attacking teams, both want to win, but if we lose, the argument could be, well, if you'd have set up differently, we could have drawn. Like if we set up like Arsenal, we could draw, which is fine, by the way. I've got no issue with what different managers and different coaches do, but we always try and set up to win, and we try and go for it. I want the lads to feel that they're confident, that we're fully behind them, which we are, and I back our team against any team in the league on any given day. If we lose, and I say this all the time, I think I went up one season, I lost 16 games, but that might not be true, so you better check that. But I just think if you lose, you lose. Go to the next game, try and win the next 4 games, whatever's left. So we definitely have a mindset with the lads, like, this is Portsmouth, we have to respect them, these are their threats, we have to respect them. We do loads of work with our teams on the training pitches about out of possession. This is how we must look when we haven't got the ball in these portions of the pitch. This is what we look like in the final third, middle third, defensive third. We have to respect that, but this is what we do when we get the ball. This is what we expect. We go down there tomorrow night expecting to win. And that isn't being disrespectful to Portsmouth. If you ask them, they'll be expecting to beat us. So it is an easy way to be. In my head, I don't like to go for 1 point. So like if we drew the next 2 games, like whoop, I'd rather lose one and win one. Obviously, it's more points. So that's the way we've always been. We're always trying to play on the front foot. But sometimes the opposition, in fairness to Blackpool, they have the ball. When they have the ball, you just got to, when you can't get it back, you have to make a shape that doesn't let them have many opportunities. I think our stat this year, we've had the least amount of shots on our goal. So we defend really well, but we have to break with pace. So, I mean, my answers are so long, I apologise, but we always try and go to win. We don't, but we are always respectful of the opposition.
I know you always say any win is a good win, but
yeah, no bad ones.
Friday's win felt like a very good win to come into Tuesday's game.
Yeah, I think, especially coming off the back of Northampton, look, in my hedonistic days, I thought if we could beat Northampton, beat Blackpool, we could go into this game 2 points behind Pompey, you could win, you could go top. This is all the perfect storm, isn't it? We didn't take our chances at Northampton, take away the performance. If you don't take your chances, it doesn't matter who you are. So if you don't take your chances, so it was important in the next 2 games really to get minimum 3 points. And obviously you want max 6, but you've got to get minimum 3. So to get that one out of the way, weirdly takes a bit of pressure off this game, because if you lose back to back to back, then all of a sudden, confidence could be an issue. It shouldn't be, but it could be. So you don't want trends like that this late in the season. So that it was a big win. It was an amazing goal from an amazing human being. So it just was pretty perfect as a day goes, really. We didn't really... don't remember loads of chances we conceded, but it was 2 good teams. They're a really good League One team, as are we. So it was a good win. It did feel good. It's great to win your home games, and we've got 2 massive home games left and 3 on our travels to get to where we want to get to. So yeah, it was a good win. It was enjoyable. It was exhausting, but that's the fun of the fair, isn't it? That's what you want.
Same squad as Friday?
Yeah, I don't think I've got any dramas. However, it's very early, isn't it? So it won't be the same if we didn't throw a little curveball in. We'll have to try and, like I said, try and pick a team that we think can neutralise them the best, but also give us our best chance going forward. So got some really promising performances in recent weeks. I love, I've said it loads of times, not trying to go around and literally kiss everyone's butt, but I love Wardy's deliveries and forward thinking. I love Kane's just joy really watching Kane play. But then, I thought Corey really showed parts of why we brought him to the club the other day, which is great. Obviously Nat's fit, which is great. So as an attacking unit, I really like what we're doing. So, but it will be a tough game against, arguably the best team in the league. So we're going to have to be at our best.
Good luck.
Thank you.